Hey guys, JamesMCD Reviews here. Welcome to another TV log, and today we're going to be talking about Owl House Season 3, Episode 2, For the Future. This is the penultimate chapter of the Owl House's third and final season, and it picks up right where we left off at the end of Thanks to Them. We finally get to see the havoc that Collector has wrought on the Boiling Isles, as they have kidnapped Eda and the Coven Heads, turned everyone into marionette puppets, appointed King as their right-hand man and best friend, and essentially turned the entire Boiling Isles into a more terrifying version of Mapleland. Meanwhile, Luce, Camilla, and the rest of the gang have made it back to the Boiling Isles, and decide to take refuge in Hexside. There, they find that all the kids have formed a sort of government with Botcha as their tyrannical ruler, and they have to try and form a plan to stop the Collector once and for all. After the incredible setup that Thanks to Them was, setting up the plot threads for the story going forward for the rest of the season, we were all really excited to finally see the continuation, to finally see this episode. We might have been a little bit too excited, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this episode did not disappoint. First of all, let's talk about the Collector, because I feel like this episode really does them justice and cements them as a great villain for this series. At the end of King's Tide, like, it definitely got you curious, like when they just one-shot Bellows and then start terraforming the entire Boiling Isles, you're definitely interested, but you didn't really understand sort of their motives or what they want. Like, yeah, we got hints throughout the rest of that season, but this is the moment where we truly get to see them at their full power. And it's a very Bill Cipher situation where they're both really adorable and also really fucking terrifying. It's not just like a, you know, one-dimensional villain like Bellows from the first season. There's a very clear, like, motivation here. When you give godlike powers to a small child, like, it's gonna be adorably terrifying. But at the end of the day, like, they are still, like, taking aside, you know, the carnage and everything like that and holding people hostage, they are still a kid at the end of the day. They just want friends, and that's why, like, the scenes with them and King, like, as, you know, as nerve-wracking as they are, because you don't want them to suddenly, like, snap and just start killing everybody, like, you do feel for them. It's this child who has been, like, alone in the universe for so long, and now they've finally found someone who they believe is, like, a true friend, someone to play with and everything like that. But, you know, if the end of the episode is anything to go by, it is not going to end well for everybody. I also appreciate that they didn't forget about Bellows. He is still hot on our main character's trail. He's on the prowl. He tries to get into a new body, but it's ultimately immediately deteriorating. He's, like, slowly dying, and when he makes his way into the puppet form of Rain, it's just, no. You immediately are like, no, please don't. But he continues to be that master manipulator when he talks to the Collector and tells them about what King is planning and everything like that. He's just such a slime ball, both literally and figuratively. And I'm really excited to see, well, one, I'm excited to see him and the Collector sort of team up again and see what kind of power and havoc they cause together. But I'm also really excited to see him ultimately get his comeuppance for the third time at the end of the series. It was good to finally be back in the Boiling Isles, as dilapidated and as, like, different as it looks now that the Collector has taken over and, you know, made it all cutesy and everything like that and colorful. It was just really nice to be back in that world, and seeing them, like, catch up with the Hexside kids, like, was a direction that I didn't expect it to go, but I ended up really loving. Like, I love the fact that, you know, Basha has become this sort of, like, you know, president, ruler type of person and isn't treating everyone fairly, and everyone knows it, but they're just too afraid to stand up to her. And I also like kind of her sort of mini arc, which I'm assuming would have been, like, developed on further if the show had more time, but Disney, where she ultimately is, like, begging Amity to, you know, be friends with her again and help her out because she doesn't feel confident running a government by herself. I also really like that Mytholomule, like, the, you know, side character that was just kind of like the nerdy bully who, like, picked on Gus, also has kind of had, like, a bit of a character upgrade when he, like, first popped up with his, like, stubble and his, like, deeper voice and everything like that, I was kind of snickering. I was like, this is perfect. I also really like Willow and Hunter's kind of arc and everything like that, sort of, you know, planting the seeds for all the Huntlow community to go crazy when this episode drops, and further validating me and my girlfriend's Halloween costume last year. I really like that Willow has kind of like gone back and forth. She's like grown so much, but she's also like sort of started to doubt herself, and like with how she can help people and like make things better, and she feels like every time she tries to make something better, it ends up being worse. And what's not helped with that is Hunter, who is just completely paranoid with, you know, Bellows, and he's still obviously reeling over the loss of Flapjack and everything like that. But then he has to be the one to kind of help her out of that mindset and be like, dude, you haven't made things worse. Like, it's been a stressful time for all of us. We're all gonna need some therapy after this. And they share a nice little moment at the end there, which I thought was really sweet. It was also nice catching up with Ida and Lilith and Hootie. It was very brief, but it's at least good to know that they're okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see everyone, so all these different like sort of groups and like paths sort of like cross and like come together in the final episode, because that I would really love to see Ida and Camilla kicking ass together. And of course the big thing that everyone's going to be talking about is the reveal of Luce's palisman. It feels like ever since that episode where Luce carved herself an egg and was like, I'm gonna wait and see and let my palisman decide what it wants to be. It feels like everyone in the fandom has just been playing a game of who's that Pokemon, trying to guess what it's gonna be. And in a way, we were all kind of right. Like, the fact that it's a shapeshifter and it can turn into all different sort of things, like, I thought that was a clever idea. And I also really like the design. I love the color as well. I can't wait for Mystery of GF to start selling plushies of that, because I would love to get one. And I also love the fact that, like, the way that it finally, like, unlocked was Luce finally realizing, like, what she actually wanted wasn't, you know, to be a powerful witch and everything like that. She just wanted to be understood and listened to and everything like that. I thought that was a really sweet moment. And of course, that is all undercut by the Collector finally realizing that King has been lying to them, and now they are going to fuck some shit up and leave our heroes with a big epic battle in the final episode, which I'm really excited for. This episode, like, I mean, if I wanted to be, like, really, really critical, like, again, I feel like a lot of the things I could criticize and nitpick are that, like, I just wish it was longer. I wish that some of these characters had, like, more time to be shown and explored, and shit like the Basha arc and Mytholomule and everything like that. I wish that sort of stuff got the chance to be, like, evolved and properly developed in a like proper third season, but you know, it's Disney, what can you do? I really would have liked to see more of Ida and Lilith and everything like that, but just knowing that they're okay is great. But yeah, other than that, like, really solid continuation. It's very much like a bridge, and it leaves you with a very, like, gripping, like, cliffhanger on, like, trying to wait and see, like, how this is all going to get resolved in the final battle and everything like that. And yeah, I'm just... One more episode, man. It's really sad that we're already at the home stretch, and, like, yeah, I don't know. I still really love this episode, and I'm still so glad that I invested time in this show and that I got into it. It sucks that I got into it so late, but, you know, here's hoping that it'll, you know, even after the, like, official ending of the series, that it'll continue in some way, shape, or form in, like maybe graphic novels, or if they want to pick it up for a fourth season, maybe. But yeah, really solid second episode. Really excited to see how it's all going to get resolved. And if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. But anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of For the Future? Did you watch it when you were supposed to? Let me know in the comments, and what are you expecting to see in the final episode? Get those predictions and comments going before we see the final episode. Until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on what I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel. Everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.